My name is Russ. I am the owner of Flotation Philly. We are a sensory deprivation spa or a float center. Just by a show of hands, has anyone here actually floated before? All right, awesome. We do have a few. So, kind of what the basics of floating are, you're looking at a salinity level about 11 times saltier than the ocean. We dissolve. No, thank you. Think of 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt. They come to us in 50-pound bags. So I'm putting 20 bags of salt into one of these pods, tanks, cabins. Some are called big, just huge quad units because they can fit like 4 different people. But it's huge, massive amounts of salt mixed with about 175 gallons of water. It's also heated to 94 degrees. Basically, the purpose of floating is to get you away from sensory input. We have somebody taking pictures in the back. We have doors shutting in the background. You guys are hopefully listening to me with as much influence as I can give you. But the purpose of floating is to get you away from all types of stimuli. Light, sound, gravity, skin temperature difference. You're going to be floating like a cork in 10 inches of water. It's like your own mini Dead Sea experiment, and you're just going to float without any things coming in from the outside world to be able to let you completely relax. There's a principle called myofascial unwinding, which is your body's own ability to release tension by itself. The two things that you need, one is time and one is decompression. This is a complete spinal decompression. There's no gravity on your body. There's nothing compressing you down. You're just floating at your most expressive self. The other influence is time. We do 60 and 90-minute floats, longer if you want to. But I think 90 is long enough for most people. Usually if you think that's too long, 60 is okay. There's no locks on the doors. There's nothing to keep you inside. You can just push it open at any time. We're not holding you in. This isn't altered states. This isn't anything where we're worried about people getting freaked out for it. That's one of the biggest questions that I get first and foremost is how many people have panic attacks? How many people freak out during this? It's about 1 in 50. Honestly, we'll have scheduled for a 90-minute float. Somebody goes in, is a little nervous or tells me that they're extremely claustrophobic or that they want to just really try to get away from their work and maybe they don't know how to. They're a very type A personality. They'll go in, they'll float. 49 out of 50 will have an amazing experience and love it. Or that 1 out of 50 will just decide it's too much. There's too many different weird things. They'll hear this gurgliness in their stomach and they think it's stomach cancer, and then their head goes through stomach cancer and they start just going through and they're like, now I have stomach cancer and I have to find a doctor. Where's my doctor going to be? Oh, now I'm going to have to go through treatments. It goes through this myriad of thought process where you're in this lucid dreaming state. So there's a total natural of feeling that hierarchy of thoughts. And it's the same as Heather Rice leading us earlier in a meditation. Getting in touch with your body, knowing that you're going to be able to feel okay with what you're doing, and knowing that your body's going to respond a little differently because you're in a weightless environment. Your organs are not going to sit the same way as they do right now because I'm standing up and there's gravity holding everything down. When I'm laying down in a float tank and everything kind of pops up to the top, my stomach's going to make that gurgling sound. My heartbeat's going to be a lot more intense because there's nothing else to distract me from it. If we all actually had a moment of silence and listened to ourselves, we could hear our heartbeats. You actually can. If you take time for yourself and you meditate, you can. But it's hard to because there's always stimuli coming in. Even if we stopped right now, you can hear the hum of the little actual projection. You can hear the elevators clicking. You can hear everything else. We're human beings right now because we can all know that we're here at 8 o'clock. We can all become in agreement that this is the time of the day. We all know that this is a certain color. We all know that we're hearing the same sounds when I'm talking and hopefully everyone's listening. But when we strip that away, there's no sensory input coming in. So it's a lot harder to differentiate what is happening to us. This is a slide that probably doesn't show up too well, but it's basically why we float. People float for meditation. They float to absorb the magnesium from the Epsom salt. That's one of the biggest benefits that we actually get. It helps your sleep cycle. It helps your left and right brain synchronicity, helping you think a little bit better. The sleep cycle is a huge thing for us. Almost everybody that I have that will come and float with us, that next day, I'll get a phone call and say, I slept like a rock. It was fantastic. It's one of the benefits. One of the benefits of just laying in that amount of Epsom salt is that your body wants to absorb it. It's one of the few minerals that you can absorb through your skin. It's just a natural benefit of floating in that much Epsom salt. The super alerting, the increased focus, I honestly think that that would happen to almost anybody when you get away from the general stimuli that we all have to deal with. We're all tethered to technology. We all have cell phones at our hip. We all have to deal with our current lives and our current situation. My phone's vibrating right now, actually in my other pocket. I'm trying to ignore it while I'm talking to you guys. But at the same time, I know that it's there. To get away from that just for an hour or 90 minutes is fantastic for you. The same way Heather was up here earlier teaching us how to talk to ourselves, how to listen to our bodies. That's what we all need. We need a break from this constant input. Next slide we have is for the physical body. I kind of went on some of it. The magnesium absorption is a huge thing. It helps your dopamine levels. It helps your body actually process pain better. About late June of this year, I ruptured my patella tendon. Don't ever do that. It hurts a lot. During my recovery, I've used floating a lot, and it's helped my knee feel 1,000 times better. I can't push that enough. Getting away from feeling gravity, being able to actually squat down and push back up and not have just constant pain has been a huge help for me. I push that to my clients and customers as much as I can, but also I will tell you guys that dopamine response, your body's own ability to not use cannabis as much as I want to not use stateside vodka as much as I will do, but feeling that same relief from your own body, those mechanisms are all within us. We can have that same feeling of relaxation from floating because of that magnesium absorption. J.J. Watt on the left, one of my favorite actors on the right. So, I watched 3 of his movies recently. I love him. I love Zac Efron.
What do you got?
It is. And a lot of athletes are using it. We have Sixers that come in. We have Philadelphia Flyers that come in. We've had Philadelphia Eagles that come in. It is a fantastic way, again, to recover from injury, recover from physical exertion, but also from the mental side of things. It's a meditation in itself. You're forced to relax. There's no person talking to you, even though we do offer guided meditations. Heather Rice has recorded one for us. 2 of her yoga instructors have recorded one for us as well. We can offer that for you, but that's getting out of the realm of what I'm talking about. Getting to the point where you're not having information come in relaxes your mind, not having constant cell phone next to you, not worrying about Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever the kids are doing. Having that away from you and having your brain relax is one of the most, I think, important things to actually getting relief, getting relaxation. And that's really what this whole talk is about, is being able to relax. Obviously, one of the most important things to us has been 2 movies. One, Stranger Things is actually a television show. The other one is Altered States. Those are the 2 other questions that I will get is, well, have you seen Stranger Things? Yes, I've seen Stranger Things. I absolutely love Stranger Things. I think it's fantastic. Will you go to another realm, another dimension? Yes, the answer. Will you see some kind of weird monster? Possibly. This is a chance for you to get away and totally understand that there is a whole nother dimension. There's a whole other thought process that happens when you're lucid dreaming. There's a whole nother ability for your mind to go somewhere else that's not here. When we're not all thinking that it is 8:06 right now and we're pacing ourselves, and I'm getting a high sign from the back saying that my time is pretty much up. And everyone is actually thinking that, man, I wish this guy would stop talking. But,
No, longer.
oh, okay, thank you, all right. At the same time, guys, really getting away, there's no, we get off topic, but movie Inception. When you're in a dream state, you will not know how long you've been floating for. You might drift off and feel like you've fallen asleep. It might have only been 5 seconds, but it could honestly feel like 50 minutes to you. I have floated for over an hour and thought that it was 12 hours. I floated for 4 hours and thought it was about 14 minutes and got out and was like, what the hell just happened? It does not make any sense except in the fact that your brain has a different time when you're not able to pace it with stimuli. When you're not able to look at your phone and know that this has been a certain amount of time because I've looked at it and it's been a minute later. Now we're at 8:07. When you're not listening to music and you're not knowing that a pace of music, a bouncing ball in your head will be able to go through information. When you're not having to take information coming in, your brain is completely relaxed. Your body is completely relaxed, and you're able to finally let go. That's the biggest thing that we're able to offer you with floating is lack of stimuli, lack of sensory input coming in. Sometimes it gets a little trippy. Sometimes it gets a little weird. Most of the time it's just very relaxing, but you'll learn a lot about yourself because that doesn't actually look that good, but there's no Wi-Fi in the float tank, but you will find a better connection.